Hello and welcome back to my channel. My goal for October was to watch as many horror movies for my physical media collection as I could, and I ended up watching significantly less than what I had hoped for just because October ended up being a lot more busy than I had anticipated. I ended up watching 17 movies, which I think is a little over one every other day. And I think 3 of them ended up being ones that were not for my physical media collection, but it's fine. And since October is officially, unfortunately, over, I thought I'd make a video ranking all of the movies that I watched in October. I have my letterbox pulled up with all of the movies that I watched, and I'm going to be doing a tier list for these. Obviously, I've already given them a star rating in Letterboxd, but I'm just going to rank them all in like most enjoyable to least enjoyable watched in October. Specifically, not in relation to all of the other movies that I've watched in my lifetime. Our tiers are as followed. At the top, we have Peak. These are my favorite movies of the entire month. Under that, loved it so much. They were really good movies. I loved them. In the middle, I liked it. Not bad, not the best, but I still liked it. Under that, we have It Was a Movie. Not the worst thing in the world that I have ever seen, but not my favorite for the month. And then at the very bottom, we have Boo, Tomato, Tomato. I didn't like this movie. It really just wasn't that great. I'm gonna rank these in the order that I watched them. So the first movie that we watched in October was Return of the Living Dead. I'm putting this in Loved It So Much. It's such a campy, fun zombie movie, and it was just really enjoyable, really funny. The character design and the zombies are all really, really fun, and I really enjoyed watching it. The next movie I watched was The Fourth Kind. This is a mockumentary, like found footage style alien movie. I went into this movie with a lot of high hopes, and I feel like I was let down just a little bit. It did not really meet the expectations that I had for it. I'm not a huge like alien person. The aliens in this are a bit more like paranormal than your normal alien that you would think of. But I'm going to put this in It Was a Movie. It was not my favorite of the month. And I feel like I just watched a lot of better movies, and I've watched a lot of better alien movies and mockumentary style movies, and it just wasn't my favorite. Next up is Bride of Chucky, and that's going in Peak. I love this movie so much. It's so campy and silly and fun. And I think that if you don't like Bride of Chucky, you're probably just like a little bit boring. I'm sorry. It's just such a fun movie to watch. Going off of that, the next movie was Seed of Chucky. I'm gonna put that one tier down. I didn't enjoy it quite as much as Bride of Chucky, but I did still really enjoy it. It's still very campy, very silly. I feel like they just keep, after Bride of Chucky, they just keep upping the ante for how ridiculous the Child's Play movies is, and I really enjoy that, but it is just one tier down from Bride of Chucky. The next movie I watched was the 1981 original The Evil Dead, and I'm putting that in Peak. I love that movie. I love 80s horror. I love the practical effects in this movie. It was very gross and goopy and fun, and I really like the demons in the movie. They're very silly. And Ash Williams, the man that you are. I love Ash Williams. He's great. I also watched the original Evil Dead 2, and I was very conflicted, honestly, of putting either both of these in Peak or both of them in Loved It So Much. I am very indecisive. They could go either way, honestly. But I did end up putting Evil Dead 2 and Love It So Much. It's a lot campier and sillier than the first one, and there's a lot of scenes in there that just like cracked me the fuck up. The entire movie is just basically the demon rage baiting Ash Williams, and I think it's hilarious. The scene where his arm is like, his hand specifically is possessed and it's just like dragging his body across the floor is super funny to me. And him just like cutting it off and then attaching a chainsaw to his severed limb. That's hilarious. I love that. So they could go either way, honestly, but in the end, I ended up putting it and Loved It So Much, but very indecisive. The next movie I watched was not in my physical media collection, but I just really wanted to watch it, bring her back. I've heard really good things about it, and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna put it in Loved It So Much. I love when horror movies depict grief. That's why I like Hereditary so much, because it just feels very real and raw, and showing like what people will do to cope with loss and grief and all the stuff that they're going through, and I think that this movie did a really good job at doing that. And a lot of the scenes in this movie are just very unsettling. It's the first movie I watched in a while where like the entire time I was just kind of like tense and uneasy. The next movie I watched was The Craft. It's like a classic witchy girlhood Halloween movie. I'm gonna be honest, I really, really liked it up until like the ending. Like the last 10% of the movie, I wasn't a huge fan of. Like, it was fun, it was a good movie, But I am going to put it in I liked it, just mid-tier. Not my favorite that I watched this month, but not my least favorite. It was a good movie. I liked it. Now we're about to take a drastic nosedive compared to every other movie that I watched, because next we watch 28 Weeks Later. And I was feeling hopeful because I loved 28 Days Later. I really loved the vibes in that movie, the characters, the zombies, everything about it. It was great. 28 Weeks Later was booty cheeks. Boo, tomato, tomato. I really did not like that movie. It was just kind of boring and stupid and not really enjoyable, and it was really disappointing coming off of 28 Days Later being such an amazing movie to 28 Weeks Later being just nothing. Like, you're giving us nothing. But that's okay, because we're going back to the top with Serial Mom. I love this movie so much. I've been wanting to watch it for a really long time now, and I'm finally got around to it. It was amazing. It was so silly and funny and campy and ridiculous. And Kathleen Turner did an amazing job. Matthew Lillard is also in it, which I love anything that Matthew Lillard is in. But this movie was so, so funny and silly, and just the vibes and all of the characters and stuff. I loved it so much. It's peak. It's peak. And we're staying in the top tier with The Fly. David Cronenberg's The Fly. I love this movie. I loved this movie so much. I loved the like puppeteering, the monster design of the fly. The body horror in this movie is gorgeous. And it's really sad and depressing. Actually, the ending scene is like stuck around with me for a while. I just loved this movie. The vibes were immaculate. Next is the second Alien movie, Aliens. I'm docking a point because the men in this movie were so fucking obnoxious. Once they all died, really great movie. It was a good movie up until that point as well, but just the men were so obnoxious and useless and did nothing the entire time. Ripley was fighting for her life against the aliens and the men, and also like taking care of a child. But it was a really good movie. I'm putting it in loved it so much. An American Werewolf in London is also going and loved it so much. It was really fun. It was a really good mix of like serious and funny at like the same time. Like, it was very silly at times, but also kind of serious, and the practical effects and the like body mutation of him turning into the werewolf was really cool. And they actually like showed, like, you actually get to see him transform into a werewolf, which I thought was really cool, because a lot of movies they just kind of like cut away and they don't really show the process. And I really liked seeing like his hands like grow into claws and him grow hair and him like start to hunch over like a dog. It was really fun. I really liked it. We went to the drive-in to watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which I think was a peak viewing experience. I'm putting Killer Clowns from Outer Space in loved it so much. It was another really campy, silly, fun movie. I love the character design of the clowns, and I love silly little characters that don't talk the entire movie. Like, they're just out doing their little things and being silly, but they don't say anything. I love that. The concept of aliens like coming to Earth, disguising themselves as clowns, their spaceship being like a big top circus tent, wrapping their victims up in cotton candy to like eat them or whatever. It's so silly. Like, it's just a fun, silly concept. We also watched Ghostbusters at the drive-in. It was like a double feature, which was really fun. I've seen Ghostbusters before, so this isn't like a first time watch, but I'm gonna put it in liked it, just compared to all of the other movies that I watched. Like, it's not my favorite, but it is still, like, it's a good movie. The last two movies are not from my physical media collection, but the second to last movie I watched was Last Shift, and I'm gonna put this in the, like, mid-tier. I liked it. Not because it was bad, but I feel like all of the movies that I put in the other two tiers are just, like, really strong movies that I really liked, and this one was just, like, it was good. A demon culty sort of movie about a rookie police officer who has to work a last shift at the police station that they're closing down. I love a good cult moment. I thought the like design of the demons and stuff in this movie was really fun. And the last movie that I watched in October was The Descent, and I'm gonna put that in the mid-tier. I liked it as well, just in comparison to all of the other movies that I watched, not as an overall thing, because I did really like this movie. I thought it was really scary. I hate the idea of just being like trapped. Like, I feel like a lot of movies like, oh, you're in a house, you're in a building, like you maybe could get out. You're in a cavern, you're in a cave in the ground, and you have no idea how to get out, and you're being hunted. Like, that's terrifying. And I really liked the creature design. Things that are like blind, but they go off of sound to hunt you are so scary because like you can't hide from them in a traditional sense. Like you just have to be quiet, which is hard to do when you're in the dark and you don't know where you're going and there's just like rocks and shit everywhere and you're falling and you're tripping and you're like trying to communicate with people and you're getting lost. Like that's terrifying. Actually, that's not the last movie. I'm gonna add a bonus movie to my list because it is a rewatch because I've watched it a dozen times, but Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. That's beyond peak. That is such a good movie. Arguably, controversially, I would say almost better than the first Scooby-Doo movie. Like, it's just so good. It just has so many good scenes. The monster designs and stuff in it are great. When Shaggy drinks the potion and grows boobs, like, it doesn't get better than that. Velma in the latex suit, you can't beat that. I'm sorry. It's an amazing movie and it beats literally everything else. And that is all of the movies that I watched in October and my ranking of them. Let me know in the comments if you agree, if you disagree, what your ranking would be. If you've seen any of the movies, let me know. Let's talk about it. And if you like this video, if you want more movie ranking videos, give it a thumbs up, let me know, and subscribe for more content from me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!